pastors, they're ignorant, meaning they have no understanding of what's really going on in this Bible. Right? Read on.
They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs.
They are what?
They are all dumb dogs.
Hey, so the Most High God is saying that the pastors are dumb because you rather go and learn the doctrine of the Bible from your oppressor than learning the doctrine of the Bible from the Most High God.
Bring it out.
Right? Read on.
They cannot bark, sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber.
Loving to what?
Loving to slumber.
So the pastors are lazy as hell. The pastors are not coming out to these blocks. No time where you see your pastor come out to these blocks.
That's why.
They still. All right, brother, you a Hebrew Israelite according to the Bible. You got to keep the commandments, have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahshua.
That money not being used toward the
See that?
supposed to be.
And this gonna get into that. This gonna get into that, sis. Right?
Yea, they are greedy dogs.
They are what?
Yea, they are greedy dogs.
Now, the Christian pastor is so damn greedy, he takes his own people's money and puts it into himself instead of putting it into the communities.
Right.
He does not need your money, right? As we learn, right?
501c3.
Right? Well, shout out to Nadeem, man, giving us this knowledge. With the 501c3 that they got, they could just write out a grant and get whatever the money that they want to. They don't need our money.
And they don't got to pay it back.
And they ain't got to pay it back. They ain't got to pay no taxes either.
So why
Why are they like that?
why they want us? It's a pertinent that we gotta pay.
Read that again.
Yea, they are greedy dogs.
Now what?
They are greedy dogs.
Now see that? You see that? Now the Most High God called them greedy, sis. Now it's more on this. It's more, right? They're greedy dogs. Read on.
Which can never have enough.
Which what?
Which can never have enough.
They can't never have enough. It don't matter during that first church service. They raised up $100,000. They need 100,000 more. You good, sis? Right? You got 2 minutes, sis? You got 2 minutes to learn your nationality according to the Bible? Give me 2 minutes, sis. Give me 2 minutes. Just stand here and listen. We just want your ears. We don't want no money, nothing like that. All praise to the Most High.
We ain't the greedy pastors.
Right? All praise. Let me get Ezekiel chapter 30 and verse 34. We're still going to finish your question, right? So they, according to the Bible, the sis asks, right, why are the Christian pastors like this, right? Why what about tithing? Why we got to tithe?
We got to pay 10% of our stuff.
Yea, they are greedy dogs.
What you will understand, and what I'm gonna show you, hey, the Bible don't never say that. That's a doctrine that the pastors came up with. That's a doctrine that the pastor learned in seminary school. That's something from our oppressor, from taking money out of our communities, man. That's why we're not thriving. That's why we're not doing good in our communities. That's why we have to depend on every other nation to get some from them. Who owns that liquor store? The Arabians, the Arabs. Who owns this?
Police station.
So-called white
They're
man.
black. No, they're black. Guess what?
But ultimately, how did they have to get this spot?
For the last 3 weeks, right about now, ain't nothing been done right here. You know why? That so-called black owner couldn't afford to pay the construction.
And see that? Because you have to understand,
Now
when getting this,
down again.
look, the so-called black people. Now look at this, sis. The so-called black people that got this spot, they had to pay money for this, sis.
Being built right now is being on hold.
Right?
That's putting us back.
Yea, they are greedy dogs, which can never have enough.
Right.
And they are shepherds that cannot understand.
Now what?
They are shepherds that cannot understand.
So why the hell are we waking up? Why are we waking up on Sunday morning, going to church, listen to these pastors, and according to the Most High God, they can't understand this book.
And
They not gonna give you no
money.
understanding. And see that? They just want your money, sis. They don't care if you taking a bus to church every day. You're late on your rent. They don't care. They just want your money.
I'm so sorry. They don't even give a flying fuck if we just came up at the motherfucking bar.
Now see that? And that's real, right?
With our titties and asses all out.
Let me get Deuteronomy chapter 26 and verse 12. Let me get Deuteronomy chapter 26 verse 12. This still answer your question, sis, right?
Yes.
About tithing, right?
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 26 and verse 12. When thou hast made an end of tithing.
So when you make an end of tithing, that's making an increase. Like you're reaping your increase, right? you're reaping up the fruits of the land, right? Because we had land, we're planting fruits and vegetables.
This ain't
right?
going to us.
Exactly, it's not going to us. But tithing is not necessarily just getting out your pockets, giving 10% to your.
Giving our money to that preacher.
And that's the problem, y'all. What y'all need to do, it starts with y'all, sis. It starts with our people. Our people need to open up this book and read it. Y'all understand that the Christian pastor is not telling y'all what y'all need to know.
But you know what? I was born and raised on the Christian.
See, and I was too, sis. I was too.
But see, you know, I was very young at the time. Didn't really understand. But now, you know, as you get older, it all falls in.
Right.
It's falling in and beginning to come and make a little more sense.
Go to verse number 9.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 26 and verse 9.
This is what tithing is, sis.
And he have brought us into this place and have given us this land, even the land that floweth with milk and honey.
Right? He put us into our promised land, into our land that we own. Read on.
And now behold, I have brought the first fruits of the land, which thou, O Lord, hast given me.
And we're supposed to give them our first fruits. Now, our first fruits is not just our money, man. And it's not supposed to be given unto the pastors. It's supposed to be given to a specific people. Right, read on.
So what
And thou shalt set it before the Lord. And thou shalt set it before the Lord thy God, and worship before the Lord thy God.
So when you give over your increase, when you give over your first fruits, you're supposed to worship the Most High God. You're not supposed to worship your pastor. You're not supposed to put hands on the pastor. Thank you for this, thank you for that. Right after he tells you, oh, you give your tithe and you'll be blessed. But yeah, you still taking a bus. You still thriving to pay your rent. Right? You still worrying about if you're going to be able to feed your children tonight. Right, read on.
And that shall rejoice in every good thing which the Lord thy God has given unto thee, and unto thine house, though and the levit and the stranger that is among you. When thou hast made an end of tithing of all the tithes of thine increase the 3rd year, which is in the year of tithing, and hast given it unto the levit, the stranger. When thou hast made the end of tithing all the tithes of thine increase of the 3rd year, which is the year of tithing, and have given it unto the Levite, unto the Levite,
Unto the who?
unto the Levite.
So it's supposed to be given unto the Levites. Who are the Levites according to the sign?
Right. Because I was going to say, who is Levi?
The Haitians. Right? Brothers and sisters, brothers that come into this truth, right? Knowing that they're an Israelite from the tribe of Levi, they're the ones that's supposed to take your tithing. They're supposed to give it back in, right? Back into their people, right? They're supposed to put it back into the community, as you would say, right? They're supposed to take care of the widows. That's what it's all about, really. Taking care of the sisters that their husbands died, man. Right? Taking care of the children. But instead, we want to give our tithing over to the damn pastors, man. And ultimately, it's going back to the so-called white man. That's not where it's supposed to go. It's supposed to go to the Levites. It's supposed to go into your own people, right? If you got a Sion, Jake, right, a so-called black man that's out here just for these other nations, he's not really for you. Why are you giving over your money? Why give over your money to somebody that's constantly lying to you, and deep down you know he's lying to you? Every time I ask a person that's a Christian, right, what was the last thing you learned in church?
I ain't gonna lie. I strayed because it didn't make sense out there when I got to realize.
And believe it or not, sis, every so-called Christian gives that same answer. They either silent or they just plainly say, hey, they don't know. Because you're not learning nothing in that service. It don't matter if it's an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours of a service, you don't learn nothing in that time span. All you learn, hey, what song was sung today? Right?
We eating breakfast, going to church, and coming back home.
You see that?
Don't fall asleep.
And I'm going to give you a little feedback on that, right? I used to be a Christian, right? I grew up a Christian. With me, my mama, my brother, right? We used to walk to church every Sunday. Damn the bus, we ain't have enough for that, all right? We had to walk. Church attire and everything, man. right?
it out.
My mom gave so much money to that pastor, and yet she still tithing, huh? And yet she not where she want to be at, huh? What happened to the blessings that you will get?
That's what we was told.
And that's what you was told, and that's wrong, right? Let me get Galatians chapter 4 and verse number 1. Bring this up. 30 verse 30. See, no, select it. Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse number 1, right? Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse number 1, right?
Even too, sis. Like, you ever seen when Granny that gave so much money, and then when she died, passed away, they don't even want to have a funeral there. They don't even pay for the funeral, don't put nothing on it. They don't give a dollar to Granny's funeral. She been paying for 30, 40, 50 years, giving past all this money. And when she passed away, they are like, on to the next. They don't give nothing to us, a funeral. Don't even want to have it at the church most times.
See that? And look how wicked this is, man, right? Joel Osteen, I don't know if you heard, right? This happened a couple of months ago, or maybe it's been a year now, right? Joel Osteen's church, right? A plumber was doing his job in the bathroom, right? Trying to get the toilets fixed. He seen that there was a little hole in the wall. The wall caved in and a whole bunch of money fell out of it. So Joel Osteen been hiding money in his walls for years. And you know what makes it even worse? All right, and what makes me mad personally? My grandmother gave him over thousands of dollars to help him out.
In that wall.
And see that? And the family not getting none of that money back. They still trying to figure out who did this. But they ain't never gonna fight it because they never gonna say it was the pastor. They gonna think the pastor was all good. Oh, he's a godly man, right? He couldn't have done none of this. No, but it's been him the whole time. They ain't never gonna find the person because they not gonna ever want to investigate him. There's a reason why he shut down his church, right, during the time of the hurricane.
They need to stop that commercial.
See that? Stop all his commercials, shut down his TV shows, shut down everything.
Still running. What you just told me, I didn't know.
See that? And I encourage you to go look that up, right? Anytime that you probably gave a donation to Joel Osteen, your money is in that wall.
Well, I ain't messing with no old TV preacher period.
See that? All praise to the Most High, right? Hey, this is the judgment for those pastors, though. See?
Give us that sermon and then you turn around and say, all donations and all that, we accept it like that.
See that?
No.
Bring this up.
This is the book of Galatians, chapter 4 and verse 1. Now I say that the hair, as long as he is a child, differs nothing from a servant.
So an heir, right? He's like a prince, right? He's no different than a servant. Why? Read on.
Though he be the Lord of all,
Even though he's Lord of all, he has a certain amount of rulership over that servant. He's no different than that servant. But we're gonna see why.
but is under tutors and governors until time appointed of the fathers.
It's because he has people that's still over him as an heir, right? He's a prince right now. He's not the king. He has people over him until the time appointed of his father, when that prince, that heir, is given rulership. Right, read on.
Even so when we were children,
It's the same way as we was children. Right, read on.
we were in bondage under the element of the world.
We were what?
We were in bondage under the element of the world.
We was under bondage of the elements of this world. Right? The bondage of this world. Right? The bondage of this world is Christianity. Right? Baptist. Right? Mormonism. Right? What else? Muslim. Right? All these denominations, we were under bondage under these things because this is what we was taught. We were never taught the truth of this Bible. We always just went to somebody and just believed what they say. Let me get Ephesians chapter 6 and verse number 5. Right? Well, that's not what we're supposed to do. Even with us, sis. Even with us telling you this, and we're coming out of the scriptures. The Bible says what it says. I'm not saying nothing different than what the Bible's saying. But we'll still encourage you to go back and read these scriptures for yourself. Just to show us, hey, just to prove that we're not lying. Right? We got flyer, Lord willing, brother, to give you a flyer after we done. Okay. But we got our YouTube and Facebook on there. So if you want to remember any scriptures that we got out, you could just look back on that video and get edified through that video through the scriptures. Right? Bring that up.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 6 and verse number 5. Servants, be obedient. 5 and 6. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 5 and verse 6. Let no man deceive you with.
What?
Let no man deceive you.
Don't let any man deceive you. Right?
Or woman.
God.
God.
I would encourage that as well, because we got some women pastors out here going to hell off.
They
All
not
right?
bad. They
Right?
not no bad either.
Be not deceived by no man, not even us. That's why we encourage you to do your own research as well. Right? Read on.
Let no man deceive you with vain words.
With vain words. We're not giving you no vain words. But we're not coming out of our own thoughts. We're not telling you our own opinions. We're coming out of what the Bible says. Right? Read on.
For because of these things cometh the wrath of God upon the children of the disobedient.
Because our people want to be so disobedient, because our people want to teach lies. Let me get that Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 9, right? Or 30 and verse 1, right? Because our people want to teach lies, right? They want to teach against the commandments of the Most High God. Instead, they want to teach you the commandments of men, which is keeping these holidays of America, right? Doing the celebrating 9/11,
Independence Day.
Independence Day, when none of that is for us. All those holidays that came up, we were slaves at that time. We're still slaves to this day. We're kings and princesses on this earth. Why the hell we got to work for a damn oppressor? It's because the Most High God brought us down to a lower state. We've been put in captivity because we don't have any knowledge, according to Isaiah chapter 5 and verse number 13. So how do we get out of this? How do we come out of this lower state? How do we become back on high above all nations? We have to come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments. Shalom, kid.
Whoa.
Praise y'all by Shimmy Al-Shah. Right, pan that camera, all right? Pan
God.
that camera. Our brothers in the police force, goddamn.
Right.
All praise to y'all by Shimmy Al-Shah, man. And we taking over. All right, man? We are taking over, man. All praise to y'all. But yeah, he kind of stopped. He said, Shalom, Israel. All praise to the Most High, man. All praise to
God.
Shimmy Mashiach El-Shah.
Yeah.
You see that?
He's so bad as hell. Yeah.
See that? Now you good, sis.
And
And the Edomite and the so-called white man in the past, he ain't like that. Because his partner woke up to his nationality. It's gonna come upon a time where that police officer, hey, that brother, he gonna probably get up out of that, or he gonna do better for his people while being in there.
But at the meantime, same time, at the end of the day, he still show love.
See that? And hey, that's what we want, man. We want our people to show us love. Because we ain't doing nothing but showing love to our people right now. Right? Because like the brother that was up here earlier, he said he don't know who he is. You good, Elder. You ain't got to walk in the street. You don't have to
Teaching the Bible.
Whistle while you
What you got,
Isaiah 30 and 1.
All praises.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children.
What the Lord say?
Woe to the rebellious children.
Since we don't want you to be one of those rebellious children. We want you to come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments.
I learned the rebellion. I didn't go past that.
All praise to y'all by
But
Shimon
y'all
Shah.
rebelling against some other things.
Are you rebelling against unrighteousness? Are you rebelling against the evil of this world?
I'm rebelling against what's not right for me.
All praises
Ah.
to y'all by Shimon Shah.
Shema
That's
Shah.
what unrighteousness is. That's what evil is. Things that go against the Most High God. So you're supposed to rebel against those things. Don't rebel against the Most High God, which is life, which is righteousness, right? You got to obey his voice, man. Right? Bring this out, huh?
Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse 1. Woe be unto the pastors.
Read it again.
Woe be unto the pastors.
Hey, you hear that, sis? It says, woe be unto the pastors. Woe, when you go into etymological form of that word or into the concordance of that word, right, it means death and destruction. So it says, read that again.
Woe be unto the pastors.
It says death and destruction are coming to the pastors. Now I guarantee you, if you read this to your pastor, he kicking you out the church. All praise to y'all by Shimon Shai. Right, read on.
that destroy and scatter the sheep.
That what?
That destroy and scatter the sheep of my pastures.
See, the problem is the so-called pastors, they destroy and scatter the sheep. They scatter us, man. Right? They make us believe a lie. Right? Because what do they teach in the churches? That the laws are done away with.
Pretty much right about now with that church every damn law is okay.
You see that?
They're not telling us the right stuff. They're telling us what is called at the end of the day. The doors of church is open at the end you can't say that.
Exactly. See, and we don't encourage that to
They're
happen.
not encouraging.
You see what we
people.
no sis, you see what we do. We don't have nothing up here to take your money.
I understand.
Thus far, every time you've seen us here, we ask our people to give us 2 minutes of their time.
Yeah, where
See that?
Israelites? Where Israelites?
When I do.
Right?
No.
Hey sis, no, we're not Muslims. We're not no religion, right? We're Hebrew Israelites, sis, right? You got to keep the commandments and have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Y'all go by the right Bible?
Yes. All right. Since Lord willing, you look in that flyer, you get more edified through the scriptures and through the videos. All right. Stay safe out here. Right. So let's get back to these pastors, because these pastors wicked as hell, man.
Get him, Mark.
Saith the Lord. Therefore, thou saith the Lord, God of
It said, "Thus saith the Lord." So if the Most High God says, "Hey, death and destruction is coming to them," it's going to happen. So everybody that want to be a pastor, right? They want to get up and be a pastor, get their big old mega churches. Hey, the Most High God is going to have death and destruction for them right at the door, because y'all not teaching us y'all not teaching what the people need, man. Y'all say y'all teaching, hey, God love everybody. They teaching that the laws are done away with, but the Bible never says that. Let me get Baruch chapter 4 and verse number 1. The Bible actually says opposite of that. The Most High God says opposite of what they're talking about. They say that the laws, statutes, and commandments are done away with. You ain't got to keep the laws no more, right? But the Most High God says different. Who are we going to listen to? Man or the Most High?
Me.
Nah. We can't even listen to you, sis. Salakia. Why, forgive me.
I can't even listen to nobody.
Hey, but you got to listen. You got to listen to God.
You
You got to listen to the Most High
I
God.
read.
I'll praise it. You got to kind of get up with us,
I
sis.
follow the words that I read.
I'm going to get into that.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God and the law that endure forever.
And the what?
And the law that endures forever.
The laws endure forever. So there is no, the laws are done away with. We don't have to keep no law. It's none of that. That should never come out of nobody's mouth when the Most High God said that the laws endure forever. How long is forever, sis? Ain't no time period on it. It's forever. Right?
The law endure forever. All they that keep it shall come to life.
Read that again.
All they that keep it shall come to life.
All those that keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God, they'll come to life. They will have life. Read on.
But such as leave it shall die.
What?
But such as leave it shall die.
But if you leave the law, statutes, and commandments, if you want to say, hey, I ain't got to keep the laws no more, I can eat the shrimp, crab, lobster, and pork and catfish, right? I ain't got to, the sisters don't got to put on modest apparel. That'll be lies, man, and you'll be put to death according to the Most High God.
That's right.
That's why the Most High God said death and destruction is coming to the pastors, because they scatter the sheep, right? Read on.
Therefore, this saith the Lord God of Israel against the pastors that feed my people. Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them.
See that? Oh man, this is so wicked, right? The Christian pastors have driven away our people. How many people have become atheists after they found out that the Christians been lying? Now they don't even believe in the Most High. They don't believe in no God. They say there's no God. Hey, I'm God now.
Well,
Right? That's all.
You know what?
Cause our people to go astray, man.
You know what? At one point, and I'm asking these questions for reason.
We want those questions, sis.
I'm doing this for
All praises to the
sure.
Most High
I went
God.
to that white gate. I was touched to say go back home. It's not good.
See that? Let's get what's that?
Yeah,
Exodus.
I did spread weight. This is why I'm asking all.
All praises.
I came up in the church. I'm wondering. It's a fashion show. It's a talk thing. preachers, the preachers messing with the wives and wising up the husbands.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So church became a doggone circus to me.
Yeah.
See that? And it's all praise to the Most High you was able to get up out of that. Because a lot of our people have, and that's all praise to the Most High for that.
Give my money. You ain't help me when I say my life's going to be turned out.
See that? They ain't help you out, huh? See that? I don't want to hear no Christian saying, hey, the pastor helps us out. When y'all ain't help out my sister, man.
Right.
Ain't nobody help out my sister, man. Right? But if you come to the Hebrew Israelites, hey, you come back to your nationality, we willing to help our people, man. See that? And that's why we come back to our nationality and stop being a religion. Because when we become a nation of people, we help out each other. Right? We circulate our money between ourselves, man. If you was with us, sis, and ultimately you was with the Most High God, we would have helped you out, sis. We wouldn't be no Christian person tomorrow. Oh, I don't got the money, right? I just had to give over money for this and that. No. All praise to 8. And that was a due season because it's time for everything, right? Let's get that in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 1. And you bring out your precept, Bob.
God. So this precept again talking about the pastors, how they greedy, and then we also think if the pastors are the people that's supposed to teach us the Bible, by most time the Most High curse their children. Like they kids, they women be whoremongers, they daughters, sons be strung out on drugs and different things like that. So I'm gonna give you a scripture in regards to it. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 15 and verse 27. He that is greedy of gain trouble his own house. So again, you know, they're greedy for gain because they're not going to lead our people nowhere, but they want to get every dollar, and that's why it's trouble their house. God cursed their children. Again, like I said, their daughters be whoremongers, their sons be struck out on drugs or different type of things. Their wives ain't nothing. So again, why is he cursing their houses? If they were the ones to lead us somewhere, why would the Most High curse their houses? It don't make any sense.
No. That's a good point. Right? Why are their houses cursed? Right? Let me get John chapter 7 and verse 47 or 49. Right? What you got, huh? Drop that and give me Exodus chapter 6 and verse number 3. Right? 7 verse 49. Why are their houses cursed? Why are we cursed? Why are the Christian pastors' houses cursed? Right?
They ain't right.
Bring this up.
This is the book of John, chapter 7 and verse 49. But this people who knoweth not the law,
So for all our people that don't know the law, read on,
are cursed. Are cursed.
They're cursed. So why are we cursed? Is because we don't know the law. And that's what we're up here to teach. We're up here to teach our people the law. We're out here to give our people that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding because you ain't gonna get it nowhere else but out here on the streets. This is where our people need it at, man. You will never catch no pastor coming out here on 79th and Halston, man. He won't ever come out here. Exactly.
He wants the real original word without putting that cup out there.
Right? Or he might have some of his people out here with the collection plate, right?
I said the cup though.
See that? Hey, a cup too, right?
Yeah.
He might have a whole bucket.
Yeah, cup too small. Cup
Right.
too small for him.
Yeah, he knows 79. He gonna come with a bucket.
See that? He gonna come with a bucket. He might come with a dumpster truck because he know
Right,
y'all
right.
gonna give y'all money up,
You
huh?
better make sure you have security.
See
Good.
that? Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Ain't nobody bringing no harm to no pastor. Y'all, our people love the pastor so much. Our people love the pastor so much. They not bringing no harm to
You
them.
know what?
Because they speaking lies. Right? Let me get that in Isaiah, right? Isaiah chapter 30 and verse number 9.
Our pastors might make us feel
See,
know,
wait.
Lord,
They
you
might
know,
say something that might make
Lord,
y'all feel
got
good,
you,
right, sis?
Got us walking.
Mm-hmm. And that's not what we need. We don't need, what you'll learn up here, when you first come into the truth, when you first come into the knowledge, this word becomes like honey to you. It becomes sweet. But when you get deeper into this, you learn a lot more about it. right? Which with much wisdom comes much sorrow. It's not all peaches and cream in this truth. You gonna go through something. You gonna go through some things. But you know at the end of the day, the Most High God got you on your side. He on your side. You know that the Most High God is just trying you through that fire, right? He's trying to refine you as gold as gold is, right? And that's ultimately what we want for our people. We want our people to go through that fire and make it out alive, man. Bring this up.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 9. That this is a rebellious people, lying children, children that will not hear the law of the Lord.
Right? That's our people in a nutshell. Right? The rebellious, they don't want to listen to the words of the Most High God, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Right? Read on.
Which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophet, and prophesy not unto us right things. Which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophet, prophecy not unto us right things.
Right, so they tell us up here, hey, don't prophesy unto us right things. We don't need none of that, right? We don't need none of that, right? They don't want to hear the truth, right? Instead of what they want us to do.
Speak unto us smooth things.
Speak to what?
Speak unto us smooth things.
They want us to speak unto them things that kind of feel good. Hey, what's going on, okay?
You good, Ken?
What's going on, fam? Feel like that. Hey, brother, what's your nationality, King?
Spanish.
Hispanic?
I don't speak English.
Pequeño?
Spanish.
All right, if y'all can understand, right? Tu eres israelita, de acuerdo a la Biblia, right?
Sí.
Guarda los mandamientos, et NFF. Keep the law, statutes, and commandments of God. All right?
God.
All praise to y'all, Bashim Yahushai.
Okay.
I tried. I don't know. I tried, right?
No, that was a good one. I like that.
And see that?
God.
Look at this, sis.
Quickly,
They say they're Hispanic.
quickly,
Right?
they say no English. They understand you walk around asking for English food.
God.
All praise
Break it
to the
down,
Most High,
sis.
right? And there'll be an Israelite from the tribe of Issachar or Ephraim, right? Either one, right? Because those are our brothers and our sisters too. They got the flavor too, sis.
Man, I just, that's understandable. We all want our freedoms. You know, I got a question. What y'all think about how it's our government period? I accept everybody. I don't care. We all gotta get along. It takes a village. But right now, our police is yelling at us, but giving them all praises.
Now I'm gonna explain something to you,
And
right?
moving,
Because
and
it was something.
moving and saying and not doing some things. But however, I'm gonna say this: as long as we're all living my life here, I will fight. But we have our rights just as well. You got your rights, but if you don't fight for it, damn thing. You know.
Right.
But see here, they walk free.
Now I'm gonna say something. Now hear me out, sis. Right? Hear me out. Right?
Police want to tell us to
Now-
move around.
Now look at this, right? The police, which we know is the so-called white man, right? Now we know the so-called white man is so crafty, right? He's strategic, right? He says, hey, the hell with the black people. Let's support more of the Hispanics so that the black people could go against the Hispanic people. But in reality, y'all need to be going against the so-called white man. The white man is giving, look, you have to understand, sis. Look, real quick, sis. Now look at this, sis. The Hispanics go through the same thing we go through. They go through the same curses.
Everybody.
Now just because the so-called white man wants to give them certain type of privileges over y'all don't mean that y'all should go against the Hispanics, right? Don't mean that y'all should hate the Hispanics more than what y'all do.
But I just asked, hey, I'm in.
They do that to mess up y'all mind. I wish I had the when you get a chance, sis, go in you can get the PDF, you can look it up on Google, right? Type in the Willie Lynch letter. Type in the Willie Lynch letter and you will see how the so-called white man says.
My way of dumbing down whatever, my Gmail or whatever, we keep in contact.
Okay. See, you got the flyer, right? The
Okay,
flyer
yeah.
got our phone number on it.
So when I respond, y'all
Yeah, I-
respond.
See that? Hey, see that?
Now, I wanna
Now look,
have a book.
God.
you want a Bible? You got a Bible?
I got plenty of Bibles.
All right. See, I came prepared today. I had an extra Bible in my bag, you know? But you got a Bible. All praise to the Most
I
High.
don't got the book like that.
Lord willing, sis, we see you again. I'll make sure you have this book. Lord willing, right? It's the Willie Lynch letter, right? And making of a slave. This was methods on how to make a slave. Now, in this book, right? In this book, right? Let me find it real quick. Right, on how they separated. They gave more privileges to the so-called
The
black
light skin.
women, right?
Yeah, the light
So the
skin.
light skins, right? They gave more privileges to the light skins and made the black, and that caused the black man to go against to hate on the light skinned man, right? Lord willing, find that for me, right? In these times, right? The method of the so-called white man, he will give more privileges to the light skinned man. Now look at this, sis, look. The so-called white man gave more privileges to the light-skinned brother, put him in the house, right? Let him housekeep whatever, and kept the dark-skinned brothers out there on the field. Now, what did that do? It caused the so-called black man, the dark-skinned man, to now go against his own brother, which is light-skinned. Which that's not how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to go at the person that's trying to implement this method. Your brother is not your enemy. Right, the so-called Hispanics is not your enemies because they are of your same nation, right? They go through the same curses we go through. They have been implemented through a method to how to make a slave, just like we were. So it's not for us to go against the Hispanics, the Mexicans, right, the Puerto Ricans. It's for us to go against the so-called white man. Try to shut down his economy and see how our communities increase.
That's what it says.
And you see that? That's
all gotta learn to get along. It takes a village. It don't matter what village you come from.
exactly. See that? We have to. Let me get Deuteronomy. What you got? Hold that. Drop Jeremiah. Right? Hold that. Yeah. Exodus. And give me Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 54. That's a curse. Now, sis, have you ever heard of generational curses? Generational curses, like from generation to generation, we've been cursed.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You've heard of that, right? Now, all those curses that we're under are found in the Bible. They come from the Bible because we simply did not want to obey the voice of the Most High. We wanted to go against the Most High and not keep His commandments, and that caused our God to put curses upon us, and now we're in poverty today. Now we can't walk down certain streets without a brother name mugging us and wanting to put us to death. Right now we have all these other nations, they think they're better than us, right? When in reality, we're the best people on this earth. Without us, this world would not go round and round, right? Bring this up.
It's Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 54. So the man is tender among you and very delicate. His eyes shall be evil towards his brother.
So there was at a point in time where our people were very delicate towards one another, right? How I approached that brother that was walking down the street, the Hispanic brother, so-called Hispanic brother, I didn't come with him with any malice or anger. I showed him brotherly love, man, right? I talked to him as if he was my brother. I said, Shalom, hey, what's going on, family? I called them family. That's my family. Don't matter if they don't know me or not. Hey, that's my family according to the Most High. Now look at this, sis.
The best part about it, you was able to speak his language for him to understand what he was.
Just a little bit. Just a
But it was enough.
All praise to Yahweh Shemel Shai. Right? All praise to the Most High God. Right? But ultimately, we were delicate towards one another. We loved one another at a point in time. You see how they treated us up here our first time coming up here? Right? It says our eyes shall be evil towards our brother. That's the curse. Now that's black on black crime. Right? Now people getting shot down in the street each and every day, man. I can't even tell you how many notifications come on my phone each and every day from somebody getting gunned down in our communities from our own people.
But it's not only on our own.
It's not, but it's on the mega screen. It's on TV. That's what the white man portrays.
Yeah, we at that top. Yeah,
Exactly, but
yeah. It's other.
it's shown. It's
shown
proven.
we at that top.
Exactly. But that's not so, because every nation, they kill each other. The white man kills more of their people than we kill our people. But at the same time, this is a curse to our people. This is a curse to the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. The Hispanics go through the same thing. Don't they run away from Mexico to get rid of to run away from the cartel? Right? They run away from their own brothers and sisters because because they have an evil eye towards their brother as well. Right? Read on.
So that the man is tender among you and very delicate. His eyes shall be evil towards his brother.
His eyes shall be evil towards his brother. That's talking about black on black crime, sis. Now there's more to this. Read on.
And towards the wife of his bosom.
And towards his wife. Right?
I keep talking.
Right? And towards his wife. Right? The so-called black man is evil towards his own wife. Now you have domestic violence, man. Now you have a man kind of checking up his wife when he get off of work, man. Right? Read on.
And towards the women of his children.
And towards, so I can read that again. Read it right.
And towards the women of his children, which he shall leave.
Which he shall what?
Which he shall leave.
And towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. Right? He was going to leave his children. Right? There was going to be one parent household. Now the mother has to take care of the children. Now the wife is fighting for her children in court, knowing damn well she can't even take care of them, huh? Knowing damn well the child is more better with his father, right? But ultimately, the father leaves the household, right? We always got that saying, hey, yeah, your father said he was going to get some milk, and he never come back, right? Hey, he left the household, man. That's a curse on our people. So how do we reverse? Go ahead.
Salakia, they found Carly Russell faster than they found your pops when he dipped.
Oh, wow. See that now? Oh. You got something? See that? Now, sis, I want you to hear this, though. I don't know if you heard this. I'm going to need you to slide back down here. All right? You need to slide some oil, right? Right down here. Which one? Let's get straight to it.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I want that. Right? Let's finish this. Let's read it from the top.
So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil towards his brother.
Now, sis, before you spark up that cigarette, you know what I'm saying? All praise to the Most High God. Right? All praises. Right?
And I wonder how long I left. It took that long.
See that? All praises.
Yes, sir.
And towards, his eyes shall be evil towards his brother, and towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
Right? So the man was going to have the evil eye towards his wife, right? That's domestic violence, right? Being on his wife, right? The man was going to have the evil eye towards his children, right? How you doing, sis? Right? You're a Hebrew Israelite, sis. You got to keep the commandments, have faith in Yahweh Shemel Shah. Right? That's domestic violence, and that's child abuse. He was going to have the evil eye towards his wife and towards his children, and he was going to leave the household. Now, who on this earth, right, they most likely grow up without their fathers in the house? Does the white man grow up without his father in his house? Does the Asians, the Chinese, the Arabians? What about the black people? The black people. We grow up without our father in the house.
We're on that top of the list too.
Right? See that? I ain't grow up with my father in the house. Right?
I didn't.
See that? Well, a lot of brothers did.
Salakia, they had a status. They said,
My kids.
yeah, they had a status. They said for all black family in America, 70% grow up without a father in the household.
That's why I stay on my sons. Y'all planting that seed. You better make sure you take care of it.
And look at this, sis. And look at this, right? The white man pushes that as well, right? The white man pushes that because, right, there was that point in time where certain women couldn't get into a household or a house without, let me rephrase this, right? A woman could not get a house if they had their husband in the household with them, if they were together with their man, right? They had to be separated. But why not have the father in the household? Isn't that the betterment for the child? The child needs both of his parents in the household. Because just to be real, sis, don't take this the hard way, but a mother cannot teach a young man, a male, how to be a man. He needs his father. He needs a father figure. You know what I'm saying? He needs that.
I'm a baby different.
Because I'm saying, look, sis. Now, a mother could beat her child with a damn fry pan all day, but when it comes to that father, it's a whole different story.
You know what? In my situation, I had the damn young dad scared, lock the fudge up.
See that, man? I ain't gonna get. We ain't gonna get deep into that, sis.
Love, but it's too much love you don't give.
See that? But what we need to do is be a bit patient with our people.
Telling you everything.
Everybody not perfect, sis.
Read between my script. But however, I still had to raise these men by myself. Y'all think about where that mother fudge at.
Now look at that. Now I'm gonna show you what the Most High did to you, right? He calls you to raise your children by yourself just to come up here to learn your nationality, learn the laws. Now listen to me, sis. Look at this. Listen to me. The Most High calls you to go through those things so he could bring you up here this day to kind of get your notepad out, write down the scriptures I've been giving you so that you could go back and teach your children. Because this is something that your children's supposed to know. Hey, but they still supposed to know this. Right? Hey, ain't nobody too good. Hey, sis. Ain't nobody too good to listen to the words of the Most High God. It don't matter how old you get. Right? Even if an elder come up here, he gonna get this word. He gonna get the word. It don't matter if you old or young. Right? If you can comprehend, what age does a child usually comprehend? Around what? 5, 6 years old? Hey, if you could comprehend, you gonna get this word because this is supposed to be taught to our children. Let me get that in Deuteronomy, I believe it's chapter 7 and verse number 6. Right? This is supposed to be taught to our children. Our children are supposed to know about this. Our children are supposed to know about the Most High God, know where they come from. There's no reason why our children should call themselves black, which is the color of your pants and my pants too. Right? There's no reason why they should call themselves a nigger, which means black. That's why I pose my brothers and my sisters a king, a princess, right? Because that's what y'all are, a family. Because if I'm an Israelite, you an Israelite too. I'm not calling the so-called white man family. He's not an Israelite. He's not my people. I love my people only. Hey, we racist, all right? We love our people and our people only, and that's how it's supposed to be.
That's right.
Because the Most High God is the same exact way. He loves his people and his people only. He hates the so-called white man according to the Bible, and if you got time, we'll bring that out to you. But, what you got up?
Deuteronomy 67.
What is that?
To the children. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6 and verse number 7. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children.
So after you get taught from up here, sis, you got to go and teach your children this. Those same scriptures that you wrote down, and Lord willing, you go on that Facebook, you look back at this video that we're recording, and you show your children this. Because your children, you're supposed to teach your children. I'm going to finish that. I got you after this, sis.
Right? It's time for me to be taught.
And shall talk of them when thou sittest in thy house.
When you sit down in the crib, right, even your children, they live with you? Okay. You got their number?
My duty.
You got their number? You
call me.
Okay, if they could call you, they'll all praise to the Most High.
And when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up.
See? All right, family. All right. When your child is laying down, waking up, this is supposed to be taught to our children from a young age to when they grow up. Right? Bring out your precept.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6 and verse number 2. That thou mightest fear the Lord thy God, to keep all his statutes and his commandments, which I command thee, thou and thy son and thy son's sons, all of the days of thy life.
So, see that? Read that from the top. Read that slow.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6 and verse 2. That thou mightest fear the Lord thy God, to keep all his statutes and his commandments, which I command thee, thou and thy son, thou and thy son, thou and thy sons,
you and your son. Read on.
And thy son's son,
and your son's son. Your son have a child, hey, he got to be taught too.
Read
on. And your daughters as well. They're not excluded.
Yeah,
Right?
not here.
Read on.
Nope.
All the days of thy life.
All the days of their life. It don't matter how old they get. It's all the days of their life. Read on.
These are the days of
And that thy
life.
days may be prolonged.
So that you and your children's days can be prolonged. Right? So that, Lord willing, you won't have to see them on the news. Right? You won't have to see a police officer pulling them over. Right? Kind of putting them, jamming them up, putting them in handcuffs. You won't have to see that. You do this, you teach your children so that you and your children's lives can be longer. And that's
Rock it through your house.
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 Come yourself.
Come yourself.
Come yourself.
Come yourself.
Come yourself.
Come yourself.
Who got next?
We got next.
Who got next?
We got next.
Who got next?
We got next.
What we gonna do?
Take the king.
What we gonna do?
Take the king.
What we gonna do?
Take the king.
Where?
Now.
Where?
Now.
Where?
Now.
How?
Bashuma Mashaki outside.
If it how?
Bashuma Mashaki outside.
Everybody say how?
Bashuma Mashaki outside.
Come yourself.
Come yourself.